WWE Money in the Bank is done for another year, and did us Aussies think it was any good this time? Stay tuned to find out as we go through our 2025 WWE Money in the Bank review. It started out with the women's Money in the Bank, and both Mikey Spence and I picked Naomi to win this one. And to be quite honest, it did take a little while to get going. Of course, there were plenty of big spots throughout the entirety of the match, but early on it was more about the pairings and the trios rather than kind of all 6 or 4, 5 or 6 women actually getting involved. Roxanne's Hurricane Rana out of the Razor's Edge from Rhea, followed by the Moonsault, was lovely stuff from the young prodigy. Roxanne and Julia took over, and I'm gonna say it, Julia had an up and down night. She struggled with a few things, but then goes and does a German suplex hanging from the ladder. Once Rhea Ripley came back in, she really threw people around, including a Razor's Edge to Roxanne straight into Naomi. And then of course we get the spot we've been waiting for, Stephanie doing the Devil's Kiss on the ladder to Rhea Ripley. That was set up so well, and the internet was just about to break. Stephanie was the first to touch the briefcase about 20 minutes into the match, and after 2 ladder bridges were set up, Alexa Bliss hit a code red to Naomi on one, and Roxanne hit her pop rocks to Stephanie on another. That looked brutal. The finish then comes as Alexa and Rhea are fighting on the ladder before Naomi pushes both women off and scales the ladder all by herself to claim the briefcase. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought was the best spot of this match. And look, this match did take a while to get going, as I said, but the last 10 minutes were genuinely great. It still probably wasn't quite as frenetic as we've seen in the last couple of years, but we both did pick Naomi to get the win, so both of us are getting a point in our predictions league. There was then a match between Dominik Mysterio and Triple A's Octagon Jr. that was set up earlier in the night at Worlds Collide, and we'll be quick with this one. It was a fine showcase for what Octagon Jr. could do, as he was able to fly around with Dominik as the base. But eventually Liv Morgan distracted the real luchador for Tom to take advantage. He hit the 619 and Frog Splash to retain his Intercontinental title in a match that probably had an ending exactly like you'd expect on an episode of Raw. And then was the best actual wrestling match of the night, and that was between Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. And these two quite clearly have ridiculously good chemistry in the ring, as you'd probably expect from someone who is one of the best women's wrestlers of all time, and another one who is one of the best up and coming technical wrestlers in the game at the moment. Both of us here picked Becky to win this one. This was just a really good match. At one stage, Becky hit a super manhandle slam as well as another manhandle slam on the outside, and yet Lyra still kept kicking out and kept on going. The finish really plays into the story between the two of them, with the two trading pinfall attempts before Becky managed to get on top, pull the tights, and keep Lyra down for the count. This was a superb match, and definitely one if you like a mix of technical prowess and brawling from two superstars right at the top of their game right now. And if you like a mix of Aussie charm and fun to your WWE content, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. We have just ticked over 500 subscribers, and we couldn't be any more appreciative of everyone that has helped to support this channel grow into what it's become. Let's get this even further. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers now. And while you're there, please make sure you hit that cheeky thumbs up button to give this video a like, and let's get back into it. Getting back into the action, and the men's Money in the Bank match was next up, and both of us picked Seth Rollins to win this one. And a bit of a spoiler alert, though you probably know by now, Seth Rollins is the man who scaled the ladder to claim the briefcase for both of us to get a point. And I have to say that Solo Sikoa was superb in this match. Serious Solo Sikoa is one of my least favorite characters in all of WWE, but Banter Solo Sikoa, he is genuinely one of my favorites. The way he was doing everyone's taunts just with that smug face of his, and then immediately getting his comeuppance, it was just brilliant stuff. And of course, one of my angle alerts for this was stating that during the match, everyone would be taken out except for Solo, with Jacob Fatu looking like he was helping him out before Jacob stops him, turns on him, giving him that beautiful moonsault before a Uranagi through a ladder bridge on the outside. That of course came after Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed came out to try and turn the tide towards Seth Rollins, with Breakker hitting a ridiculous spear to El Grande Americano, followed by another one to LA Knight. Just before this turf war went down was one of the craziest spots, which was an inch or two away from disaster, but ended up being fine. LA Knight back suplexing El Grande Americano off the ladder, narrowly missing another down ladder by about an inch or two. But after LA Knight looked like he was getting the win, Seth Rollins came back, took him down, stomped his head through the mat, and was alone at the top. We both get the point in this match, but I get 2 extra points for getting the angle right with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu happening in this match. Again, please let us know what your favorite spot was in this match, which includes Penta giving Andrade a destroyer onto a ladder bridge. That was fantastic. And finally, we get to the main event between Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus Logan Paul and the WWE Undisputed Champion John Cena. And look, to be honest, it did take a while for this one to actually get going. The first kind of 10 minutes were pretty damn slow and boring, but once it did get going, it really got there. While Jey Uso was in the ring, Cena and Logan Paul cut the ring in half and were absolutely laborious with their work. Jey tried to come back, including getting his arms the wrong way around for a sleeper hold, but once Cody got back in the match, it definitely started to pick up. Look, props to Logan Paul for getting the drone involved and being suplexed with that drone in selfie mode on him, followed by an Uso splash that looked really cool. But it was the finish which will be remembered for a long time. After Logan Paul took Jey out with a moonsault through the announce table, John Cena hits Cody with the belt and then gets attacked by a man in a hoodie, being none other than the man formerly known as R-Truth. It appears he's back as Ron Killings, his actual name, having signed a new contract earlier in the week, and Cody and Jey get the win. But with Jey all banged up for his title match against Gunther on Monday Night on Raw. This one again took a while to get going, but when it did, it ended up being a lot of fun with a genuine talking point to end the match. No, it wasn't a work, R-Truth was genuinely gone, but they've agreed a deal in the last few days and he came back to cost Cena the match. Mikey correctly picked the good guys for the win, so he's the only one that gets a point for this match. And that means he picks up 4 points for getting all the matches we could predict right. While I got 3 points for my picks and an extra 2 points for getting the Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu angle right. So that means I go to 46 points for the year, while Mikey's only slightly ahead on 48. It's really heating up in the Wrestling Predictions League, and hopefully one day soon we'll be able to open this up to anyone else who wants to join in. So overall, we are going to give this Premium Live event a good on our rating. It wasn't the greatest that you've ever seen. Definitely not the best Money in the Bank pay-per-view that you would have ever seen from the WWE. There were no real points that bordered on epic, I wouldn't have thought, while none of them really bordered on bad at all. There was a one mid-match, the rest were pretty good in some way, shape or form. So, as I said, overall, we're giving this one a good rating. So please let us know what you thought about Money in the Bank in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so we can head on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Like that video if you've enjoyed this Aussie twist to your WWE content, and the most important thing from us, of course, is that we hope you all have a wonderful day.